United States has the latest technology, okay? And they will always have a 10-year edge because of the money that we spent on that, right? And India will get access to that technology, all right? So now it's NATO +5. The 5 countries is Japan, Australia, New Zealand, South Korea, and Israel, 5 countries. So we are trying to change the law permanently that India becomes the 6th country. Okay? And it's also important to us, okay, as our kids and our grandkids. Why is it important other than just India? That's why I said the symbol. The symbol is the bald eagle and Mother India. That's why you have to remember. And all the politicians will come and go, all right? Okay. Some will come back. We believe in 7 lives. Some will come back in a lower position. Some will come back in a higher position. All right. Okay. But the Mother India and the bald eagle will keep going. So this is so important to us, okay, because defense relationships are 50 years, 70 years relationships. They don't happen. You cannot change anything. India made the decision with Russia, 62%. And at the end of the day, the defense, is talking to some of the Indian generals and everything, they call them flying coffins, the MiGs, okay? The technology, it's of course the money that we spend.
Yeah.
Once this relation is there for 50 to 70 years, our kids and our grandkids will be more accepted by an average American. Yeah. We are accepted at the top levels, we are accepted at different levels, we are accepted universities, we are IT, we are doctors, we are accepted all over. But that is not the total population. Once we are accepted, okay, with the total population, then the US-India relationship is also accepted, just like Israel is accepted at the present time. And it's a working process. You never can sit down and say, well, we are okay. But this is where the export control, this is where and it's difficult, okay? Yeah. We've been trying it for 5 years. This is the 5th year we're going to go. And I believe Biden helped us when he was the vice president. Yeah. Also, all right, to push it. Obama was a little slow, he's more cautious and everything. They called it the major defense partner, okay? Okay, but the key thing is going to be like the civil nuclear deal. This will, and that will be more important for China also, China to be more careful for India, because now they know, other than saying that we have India's back, there's a law over here says that we have India's back.
I was coming to that. I mean, I also want to know that what will be the policy and approach of the next US government if Biden comes to power about the present aggression that China is doing with India, because it's a matter of grave concern for Indians.
Well, I mean, my sense is first criteria I want to work with him is to pass the export control law, NATO +6. Once that is passed, hopefully in the beginning of the year, that message will be clear to China, loud and clear. If you think you just have to, India is not what it was in 1962. India now has the support of United States. They don't even have to tell them anything, okay? It's already done, the law has been changed. And then everything else follow, all right? It is basically, it will be peace through strength. If India will have qualitative military edge in the conventional area, arms area, everybody is nuclear in that area, China will be careful, okay?
But I mean, will this export control policy be restricted only to the defense, or, I mean, can you elaborate more? Or is it only about the defense and the defense equipment?
Well, see, it's already, you're part of it. When you say NATO +6, there are a lot of other things that this can be a start of new relationship with India. Okay, you know, I remember the Vice President Biden. You know, when he was Vice President, he was going to India. So I said, you know, how about defense treaty with India as a Vice President? He says, do you think they'll go along with it? I said, we'll sell it to them. All right. So a lot of treaties, a lot of other things will be signed that India has not signed, that they have to realize that United States under Biden is all-weather friend of India, not a fair weather friend of India, not transactional, not for each transaction doing it. Okay, this is for good or bad. It's like a marriage. You're part of it. Okay, and the important thing about marriage is can you count on your spouse when the chips are down, when she has to go through breast cancer and her health is not good? Can you count on your spouse in situations like that? Or now that we're getting up in age, you get Alzheimer or other things. Can you count? Okay, that is the long-term relationship that Democratic, I believe, okay, that Trump might be transaction by transaction by transaction, okay, all right, you know, he wants to get involved in Kashmir issue, he'll put his mouth, okay, he wants to get involved with China issue, he'll put his mouth, he got involved every time he wants to get involved in Pakistan and India issues involved, okay, all right, he's basically a photo friend of India. That's what we have to realize, and that's where the folks have to realize that this is long term, and the Democratic Party is the one that Biden, Kamala, and future president is the party. That relationship is deep, and you know, when you're friends, you're not a yes man. Okay, friends, when they disagree with people, they let them know. All right. And even this is not, they're not, Biden had not said they will sanction it. They said, we'll talk about it. This is an issue. All right. So I don't know where people all of a sudden in this WhatsApp and everything that are getting, and someone, you know, I don't watch these things. Okay. You know, we are lining up a fundraiser now for Biden, you know, whatever target we have met, we'll raise. And
do you see a growing support? Do you see a growing support for Biden and Harris? Because
they got off the box first, okay? Okay, we are doing catch up, okay? So we are looking at this as a marathon. They're looking at it as a sprint, okay? So this is the marathon, 60 days, and we are catching up, okay? All right, and that's the reality. So now that we are doing one for Kamala Harris also, people are coming out, okay? They're supporting that because they're realizing that as we are talking about Trump, they're realizing that there are more to it than just CAA.
Yeah,
that Trump is not even saying. And you know, I'll tell you something. Is the reason I know is because when we were trying to get the Export Control Act done, the State Department didn't help us. They were talking. Pompeo was talking big things. Oh, this, that, and everything. When the substance came in, I never got the support from them. If I had the support from Trump, this bill would have passed. I wouldn't be struggling for 50 years. We are struggling for it. We never had their support, and they control the Senate, and they control the White House.
Yeah.
So now people are realizing that we are telling that story. Okay, all right. Now there is, you know, in law, they say one is direct. When one side comes up and they say the story and they say, oh, they present a person like that they have Mother Teresa. Then the cross-examination comes and then they find out they're Trump. Oh my God. What did we pick 4 years back? We needed change. And now we want to change back. Okay. So, you know, that's a part of that.
One more question. I mean, There have been cases of discrimination in the United States in the last 4 years, and
Huge.
especially everything rose after the George Floyd incidents. Uh, India too is going through similar incidences of discrimination and lynchings and everything. And I genuinely feel that democracy in the United States is infectious. And it matters a lot for the world that democracy survives and the equality survives in the United States, because it is infectious to the other countries. How this election campaign is going to shape up rather all those issues once again?
Well, Niranjan, I believe, I don't think it makes any difference. Okay, countries are going to decide on their own what it is. And the reality is, look, okay, it's all, I believe it's political clout. Who has power? Okay. The reality was that with 14% Muslim vote, all right, the Muslim and the Congress party had a lot of clout. Okay, they supported with it together and everything. And then you also have, let's face it, triple talaq was illegal in Pakistan, and India still had triple talaq. All right, okay. And when I met Modi, okay, I met him when he was a governor. Okay, he used to get 33% of the Muslim vote. I asked him, how do you get 33% of the vote? He said, it's very simple, okay? The Muslim women support me. They want security, all right? And I give them security in Gujarat, all right? And I said, I give them in their education. If their kids are smart, you get the scholarship, everything. But I don't believe in quota system. All right? I mean, this is what he said. So I believe what has happened is for the temporary part of it, okay, just for the time being. It's that support is changing, okay. Now BJP is controlling, and they have control. It's like, and I think also if you go back, okay, if you really go back, Niranjan, to the old things that were happening, okay, with some of the other things during the Congress party rule, okay. You will see, all right, with some of the lynching, some of the other stuff, things like that were there. And I'll send you some of the quotations, some of the things that I read about Nehru's time. Everybody says there was free speech, everything was free in the Nehru times. And, in Nehru time, there were a lot of restrictions over there too at that time, all right? I think, and Indira Gandhi's time, let's face it, never in the democracy opposition leaders were put in jail. Okay, so that's what. So it's all a PowerPoint. What I think is India will balance out. Now there is probably with the Hindus, there is the big thing for all these years have been done. There's a backlash over there. Okay. And in things, it's like the whites and the blacks, okay? There was a backlash, and things are moving now away after they are seeing that extreme stuff is happening, and that with average Indian or average American, that's moving that, and that's pendulum will move. So that's what I believe is eventually going to happen with that in that India also. And I'm an optimist, okay? I'm always by nature, I'm an optimist. So I, I'm, we were Arya Samajis, okay? And Arya Samajis don't believe in the caste system.
Yeah.
All right, okay? We don't believe in the caste system, all right? So that's what my answer is, Niranjan. Initially, it is a little stressful, and it's tough to the guy who is getting affected to say, don't worry, there's rainbow.
To terms with, yeah.
He's the guy who's getting affected, and I'm over here sitting down nicely and not being affected. But we are affected, by the way. We are. I have been stopped by police. I have been with me also over the years. All right, so that's the reality that is there. With even Indian Americans, okay? We don't want to accept it, okay? But at the end of the day, okay, as my friend said, "Aapki chamdi Hindustani hogi," you know, and that's what we are trying to change. This is where I told Pelosi, okay, for his support. I told her, civil nuclear deal, this is our satyagraha.
Yeah.
And she understood satyagraha. I didn't know why she understood satyagraha. And she told the story about, she told at the 100th celebration of Mahatma Gandhi, she told the story about when she was 7 or 8 years old, okay, in 3rd grade or 4th grade. Okay. She had a hat on, a Gandhi style hat. So the teacher says, "Who are you, Mahatma Gandhi or what?" And she didn't know who Mahatma Gandhi was. And guess what? She read up on it. She found out of Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, that's why you know, she's a supporter of Dalai Lama. All right, supporter of what India did, the risk that they took with China, Dalai Lama. All right, okay. So you know, that's when she read up on that, and that's where she you know. Her psychologically. See, this is where you have to, this is where comes in is all politics is human nature. All right? And that's what you have to understand. That's where the strategic policy comes in. You have to understand. You have to read his book. You have to read his mind, okay? Know all this little bit that's important.
Yeah.
Okay? And so going back to what I say, I think things will balance out on the side, because at the end of the day, India is you have to remember, I have a lot of Jewish friends, okay, and they say that India is the only country in the history of Judaism that we have never been discriminated. I never knew that. Discriminated. So that's the history of India. Yeah, you cannot change the history just like that.
Yeah.
There'll be movements, okay? Pendulum will, but eventually it will come back. I hope I have not given Punjabis don't give short answers, by the way. We have long answers. And I'm an Indian American, you know.
Yeah.
We used to get talk to me about the Menon speeches they used to hear. Some of the congressmen telling about the Menon speeches.
Yeah. I mean, that's the reason why Amartya Sen called us as argumentative Indians. I mean, but taking a note of that.
Well, they can call different names too, but I can't say on TV.
But taking a note of.
But by the way, I just want you to know that. All right, this is not true. John Kerry said that to me. I said, wait a minute. You know, Americans are like that too. Okay, look at how many think tanks are there in the United States. India doesn't have that many think tanks. All right. Yeah, all of them are, you know, 100. All the total population have direct contact with the prime minister, you know. That they say that. Yes, everybody in India knows the prime minister. You know?
Yeah.
You know, oh yeah, I know him 110%, no problem. But in terms of intellectual thing, the United States has how many think tanks? Count it, Niranjan?
Yeah.
All right. What is that? That's intellectual discussions, right? That's opinions, okay?
Yeah.
So, you know, we are sometimes more critical about ourselves, okay?
Yeah, that's true.
Than others. But you have to be factual. So I say that. So I told John, I said, John, what do you mean? You know, he didn't say anything after that point, you know, because it's true. Right?
It's true. But I genuinely hope that the optimism that you expressed will bear the fruits. And I also wish to give my best wishes to you for your campaign in the coming days. And let's see whether your efforts in getting Biden and Harris, the good friends of India, elected to the White House. So thank you very much once again for sparing your valuable time and talking to us very candidly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
Thanks a lot.
Niranjan, even if the other side wins, I've always, when it comes to U.S.-India relationship, it has always been a bipartisan. I'll close my nose and support Trump when it comes to U.S.-India, because at the end of the day, you can take us out of India, but you cannot take Mother India out of us. All right. Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thanks a lot.